question 21, 4 marks, and it's a calculator question. So Ellie is a boxer, and in 4 weeks' time, she must be no heavier than 64 kilograms. She weighs 68 kilograms currently, and she plans to lose 1.7% of her weight each week. So, will she be able to fight in the match? Justify your answer for 4 marks. So, what some people think is that after each week you take 1.7% off of the 68. So, many people do 1.7 times 4 is 6.8. Then they take 6.8% off of 68. But you take 1.7% off of the last week's value. So this is something that confuses a lot of people. So you start with 68. Then you take away 1.7. You get an answer. Then you take away 1.7% of this new answer. This is after week 1. You get an answer. You then do this is it after week 2. You then take away 1.7% again from the week 2 value, and you then get the weight after 3 weeks, and you then take away 1.7% of week 3's value to get week 4. So you don't simply multiply by 4, then take 6.8% off of 68. You take away 1.7% off of the last week's value. So if we think about it this way, if we want to take 1.7% off of a number, then we have 100 minus 1.7 equals 98.3%. So after 1 week, Ellie has 98.3% of the weight that she had the last week, because you've taken away 1.7%. You start with 100% and you then have 98.3. Then from week 1 to week 2, at week 2 she has 98.3% of the weight she had in week 1. In week 3 she has 98.3% of the weight she had in week 2, and so on. But if we write this as a decimal, you divide by 100 and you get 0.983. But there's an easier way to do this one. So we can say after one month, 68. So after 1 week, we get this. But after the second week, you get 0.983 of this. So that is week 1. We then multiply by 0.983, and this is week 2. We then multiply again by 0.983 to get week 3. And we multiply this again by 0.983. But if we multiply by 0.983 4 times, we can write that as 0.983 to the power of 4. Then multiply by 68. You do not need to write all of this working down. This is just me showing you how this works in context. You can just skip right to this part. But many pupils find it hard to understand, where did I get 0.983 from and why did I put the 4 as the power? So I'm then going to shove this into my calculator. And we get 63.4925,813 kilograms. But to 2 decimal places, we get 63.49. So after 4 weeks of this diet, she weighs 63.49 kilograms. Now this is less than 64, which was the condition required for her to compete in the boxing match. So we have to conclude that yes, she can compete. You have to give a reason, you have to give the calculation, you have to explain your calculation, and you have to give an answer and tie all of this together. Because if we look, it says justify your answer. We've justified it both by the working and this explanation at the bottom. So I hope you found this video useful, and best of luck with the studying. Thanks for watching.